Guy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Bart. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this morning on this, the first historic worldwide mobilization of trade unions in the history of our movement. Today is the first World Day for Decent Work. And here in Brussels, the same as trade unionists in other regions, we are lifting our voices and delivering a single message, which is that all workers in all lands, in all circumstances, have a right to have opportunities for decent work. Our day began already some hours ago in Asia. Our colleagues in the Fiji Trade Union Confederation gave the kick-off to our World Day at 2 o'clock your time this morning. And we're getting information and messages in from New Zealand, from Australia, from Japan, from the Philippines, from Malaysia. Our World Day is going across all the regions, across Europe, to end up in the Americas, where we will finish in Alaska sometime tomorrow morning. It is a remarkable moment in our movement. It is the day when our trade union internationalism makes contact with the realities of workers' lives in all countries and in all circumstances. And this is the part of building the trade union movement for the age of globalization. The trade union movement which can answer global crises, which can answer the global strategies of capital with our global solidarity and our own global strategies. That is a challenge of today. It can be no less than that, and we must respond as you are responding here in Brussels today. Colleagues, let me remind you of the 3 priority questions that we have fixed for this first World Day of mobilization. The first issue that we have set is the issue of rights at work. And remember that for the majority of the I2C affiliates mobilizing today, 250 affiliates mobilizing today, the number 1 priority are their rights at work. More than half of humanity is still denied the fundamental right to organize. Globalization cannot work in a fair and a just way when workers are denied that fundamental right in more than half the world. So fighting for our rights is the first priority. Secondly, and let's not forget that we are a worldwide trade union movement, the fight against hunger and the fight against poverty in the world has to be at the top of our agenda. Not just for our sisters and brothers in Africa, not just for our sisters and brothers in South Asia. It is a universal responsibility in which we all share, and we cannot consider that any of us have achieved decent work or a decent life until every colleague, every one of our sisters and brothers is pulled out of the desperate poverty in which many still live. And finally, colleagues, there is a third message, a very traditional trade union message, a very familiar trade union message, which is a message of solidarity, international solidarity between working people. The message that we will not let governments or employers play off workers in one country against those in other country. And today, as we witness a financial crisis which is shaking the very fundamentals of the global economy, I think it is also the right time to confront the message that we have been fed for the last 25 years, the neoliberal message of liberalization, of flexibilization, of individualism, of selfishness and of greed. Let us confront that message with our own message, which is of generosity, responsibility and solidarity, and let's let people decide which message they prefer. This is a big day. Thank you for being with us. Let's go ahead and make it a success that it must be. Thank you, sisters and brothers.